Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you guys had a good night's sleep on Friday. Didn't stay out too late and get drunk and everything. If you did, then I hope you feel better. Drink some water, drink some Pedialyte. So, welcome back to the Mojo Back Show. I'm your host, Marco, yours truly. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel if you guys like what you guys hear, and then also share it with a friend who you think you can benefit from, who can this can benefit from. And also, I appreciate you guys coming out and taking the time out of your day and watching this as well. Today's topic for today is appreciating little things in life. And I know with the past year that we all had, I hope we all learn to appreciate those little things that COVID made us realize what we took for granted. Today's quote is focusing on what you have, not what you don't, and be thankful for that as well. That quote kind of hits me. When I was in Italy, we didn't have Wi-Fi. We had Wi-Fi, but it wasn't very strong Wi-Fi. We didn't have cable. We didn't have the luxury of having 24-hour gas stations. Um, we didn't have the luxury of just speaking English everywhere we went. Also, it was something that it hit me kind of hard because it's Europe. It's not a third world country or anything like that, but it's just a different environment, it's a different society, different world, and we kind of took those things for granted. I know when I know when my parents came over in May a couple years ago when I was there. My dad came over and it was during, I think it was basketball season, maybe baseball season. I'm not too sure, but he wanted to watch Sports Center. Every guy loves watching sports, right? But he wanted to watch Sports Center. He's like, "Oh, son, you get Sports Center?" I was like, "Nope." Like we have AFN. Like we got 10 channels. Four of them are, two of them are singing channels, and two of them are the guide. I don't know why we had two of them, but the two of them were the guide, and then we only had 6 channels. One was news, kids show, and a sports channel, but it was like reruns and stuff like that. Nothing like ever live. And then a 12-hour difference too, being in Italy. So my dad was like, "Well, what do you guys do?" And I'm like, "Go outside, travel, drive, explore, see the world, or watch DVDs, because we didn't have our Wi-Fi was so slow. I remember we had Netflix on the TV, and then I would be on my phone watching Facebook videos or Instagram, whatever, and then Melissa would be on her phone as well, watching whatever her videos and stuff on her phone too. But if we were all on the Wi-Fi, one of them or all three of them would buffer, so it would take hours to watch a movie on Netflix. Or if we try to download a movie on the internet, oh my god, it was even worse. Like when we try to download something, like, oh dude, that took forever. So we just gave up on that and I started renting DVDs or just going outside. But being over there definitely opened up my eyes. But it's not just with being in Italy. Just when you guys are going through some hard times and everything like that, with breakups, with COVID and everything like that, just try to appreciate those little things in life. I think we don't realize how much appreciating those little things can make a huge difference in your day and in your days to come moving forward. Also, we take so much things for granted every day because it's a habit to us. Especially us Americans. And I'm not talking down on us and like that, but just think about like we complain when the Wi-Fi doesn't work, or our data doesn't work, or our cable ain't working, and we can't see The Bachelor, or we can't see the football game, or stuff like that. Or it's even just like we don't think about other things that God gave us. Like sunshine, rain, sunny days, cloudy days, oxygen, trees, grass, animals, food. All that stuff. We don't appreciate those things like that. But I can tell you that once you start appreciating those little things, it makes your day and it makes you realize that how much we actually have in front of us and in our life. Excuse me. Look at the time around last year too. It was beginning around the COVID time when the state locked down. And you guys remember when toilet paper was a big thing, when nobody could get toilet paper. Like who would have thought that toilet paper would be such a big thing? Like I mean, I know you mainly use it for number two, right? But like what? People were buying so many rolls of toilet paper, like bro, what? Like, how is that affecting us? And we took that little thing, toilet paper, for granted, you know. But just like I said, it's not just things like that. It's relationships also, and it's everyday life, and it's things at work, and it's things at home also. I know when I was going through my little dark time also, I kept thinking so negative, but once I got out of it, I was just like, hey, like I'm alive, I'm still here. I still have my kids. I still got a house over my head. I still have a job, and I have FaceTime now to be able to FaceTime my kids. Back then we had to do not so much we, but maybe you guys who are older than us, parents and everything like that. You just had to write letters, or you had to go stop by at their house to see if someone was home. I mean, granted, I wish I grew up in that type of era, but it's just I'm thankful that we have iPhones now, and my kid has an iPad because I'm able to see him, FaceTime wise. Back then it wouldn't be like that, so I was grateful for that, and it just started making me. It just helped me get through some things, by just appreciating those little things in life. Um, and then, like, I know another thing that gets people frustrated so much is being in traffic. When you guys are in traffic, I know everybody hates it, but you can't change it. It's you're in traffic, man. You yelling, you getting upset is not gonna make the car in front of you move faster. It's not gonna make the cars in front of him move faster or anything like that, right? But when you realize what you're in traffic for, whether it's construction, whether it's merging, whether it's an accident, you got to be grateful because what if that was you in an accident, and what if you lost your life or your friend lost their life in an accident, and it, you never know what really goes on. So just be thankful that that's not you. Yes, I know it sucks to be in a rush to go pick up your kids or to go to your job or go get a haircut or I don't know, anything that you're in a rush for and you get stuck in traffic, you're like, oh my God, it's just my luck, right? But hey, at least you have a car. At least you have AC if you do. And at least you have gas. And at least you're alive. At least you're not in an accident. And, just appreciate those little things around you. Or even if it's raining, appreciate the fact that water is coming out of the sun, out of the clouds. Or if it's snowing, at least snow is falling down. Not everybody can see snow every time in their lifetime. Not everybody can have rain in their lives also where like in some places where it's completely dry and it's just scorching hot, uh, appreciate little things like that what God gives us. I know also during those COVID times we took things like going to the bars, having friends over for barbecues, shaking someone's hand. Now you're like questioning like, hey, are we hugging, are we shaking hands, are we dabbing, are we from a distance, hey man, what's up, dude, like we took that for granted too, like nobody can predict what happened with COVID-19. Nobody can predict the days and the lives, the times we're in now. Wearing a mask all the time, 6 feet apart, using Germex and all that stuff. It's just like it's crazy how the world got. Like back then we didn't care about that. I'm not saying that everybody didn't like take a shower, wash their hands, or sneeze in their hands and everything, but I'm just saying like it was one of those things that wasn't a crazy big pandemic deal. Like now it's like if I sneeze in public, I'm like everybody looks at me and I'm like, I swear it's just allergies. Like, like now everybody's just turning on you. It's like, whoa, dude, what's wrong with you? But it's like, it just amazes me. Like, man, like where this society and this world was last year is absolutely crazy. And I just feel like I hope going through those lockdowns that your state had or the country had also and other countries across the world kind of made you guys appreciate your family more and your friends a little bit more. And if you had a job, appreciated your job because there's some people out there who lost all their jobs. Unemployment went up. It's crazy. And I know also there's people out there complaining about this stimulus check that, has gone out or hasn't gone out, but the amount, well, why is it less than the last one? Or why is it this? Or how come we're not getting more? How come it's not $2,000? Why is it $600? Or why is it this? Why is it that? Like, dude, guys, like, at least be grateful we're getting some money, whether you blow it on stupid stuff or not. Like, I mean, you shouldn't, but no matter what you do with it, it's your money, right? Or the government, but it's giving it to you. But just be grateful they're even trying to help us out. They can just be complete dicks and be like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, too bad. There's a lot of people out here, especially in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure Hawaii is the number one state with the homeless rate across the entire United States. And every time I used to volunteer at this homeless shelter downtown, and we used to feed them once a month. And I was the president for that committee, and it kind of just gave me like a perspective on life. Like, not every homeless person is bad or a druggie or an addict or mean, scary. Some people, they just had a rough time. Like it just, especially living here in Hawaii, it's crazy expensive. And it's a lot of military vets too. They get out of the military and then they're trying to go back home, but Hawaii ends up being too expensive, and then now they're homeless. Like, there's some good people out there, and they are so grateful for everything we did for them. Because I remember we would just come up with menus and meals to serve once a month, right? And I remember one day we had a meeting, and I went, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna go talk to them. Like, I'm gonna go talk to the shelter and see what they want. And I kind of asked them, and I was like, hey guys, like, we just want ideas. And they're like, what do you guys want us to serve you? What kind of meals would you want? Would you want some ribs, some fried chicken, some shrimp, some ice cream, some, and a lot of people, gave options and everything like that, but mostly everybody's first answer was, I'm just grateful you guys are here to serve us food. I don't care if it's leftovers. I don't care if it's fried chicken. I don't care if it's mushrooms. I don't care if it's anything. I'm just grateful you guys are here. And it's just like it kind of like took me back, and I'm like, man, like you guys are right, but I just wanted to give them an option because we're able to provide that option for them. So if I can make their day 10 times better instead of one time better, then I would love to do that, or 100 times better by giving them their favorite meal ever. I know on Thanksgiving we went over there and we served 2 or 3 turkeys, and man, that day my mom was here for that, and that day opened up, like, man, it just made her cry just because of like the things that we were doing with the shelter, and just appreciating her appreciating me, the things that we did for that shelter. But nobody ever truly knows how much you appreciate those little things until you hit rock bottom. But it shouldn't take for you just to hit rock bottom to appreciate those little things. So I hope you're not going through rock bottom times right now. And if you are, reach out to those people, reach out to me if you guys need some help. But for everybody else who's not going through that, just take a moment back and just appreciate those little things, guys, because it's God knows what's going to happen to us tomorrow, or if today's our last day on this earth. I want you guys to live to the fullest on that deathbed and appreciate every little thing that has happened to you guys in your life. I know, also, like, football games and sports and boxing and all that stuff, right? Like, and I remember my dad back in 2001 when the Texans played the Cowboys in preseason, and the Cowboys lost, and my dad broke the TV, and I was like, yo, what? Like, what happened? What was that for? Like, what is your anger and frustration gonna do to the outcome of the game? Like, they still lost. Like, why do we get so angry and so upset of being in traffic, being mad about that our sports team lost, and being upset that, I don't know, I remember I was talking to a friend, and I went to Starbucks, and I was telling them, like, man, they didn't have any caramel drizzle, they didn't have any caramel this and caramel that, but I had to get this. And she told me, she was like, hey, at least you got Starbucks. Like, there's people in this world, she said it jokingly, but it's like, there's people in this world who don't even get a chance to have Starbucks, or don't even get to have money to buy Starbucks, or they don't even have anything to drink. Like, appreciate what you got. And I'm just kind of like, damn, like, all right, my bad. Like, but it's true, like she said it jokingly, I was jokingly too, but it's true. Like, I'm literally complaining about extra caramel drizzle on my Starbucks. Like, dude, it's not that serious, And it's just with the sports things too, right? Like, at least we had a TV. Well, even though he broke it, we bought another one. But at least we had a TV to watch it on, right? And at least we had internet or cable to watch the TV on. And at least we had the money to buy another TV. Or at least you had money for tickets to go to a game, whether they lost or not. Like, who cares? Like, your anger and frustration is not going to make a difference. It's already happened. What's done is done. Move on from it, So just appreciate that the fact that you're even there at that game, because there's people out there who've never been to a sports games, like me living in Hawaii. Also, like, there's people who have never been here in their lifetime, and they'll probably never come, or they only come here once in their lives. But like, I'm getting a chance to live here, and the Army's paying me for it. Like, I appreciate that, and so I'm so grateful that the military is doing that for me. Things like that. Also, what I like to do with Aiden, and I do it sometimes during the morning or in the evening, but what I like to do with my son is I ask him, hey son, what are you grateful for today? Like, what happened today that you're grateful for? And even though he's 7, it's just, he gets so excited for the littlest and smallest things in the world, guys. Like, it makes me look at life different, and I feel like if we all can live our lives like kids on Christmas Day or on their birthdays, our lives and our days would be so much happier. Like, kids get so excited for a new toy, a coloring book, socks, a letter from Santa. God, anything, their grandparents visiting them or their parents visiting them, or I don't know. It's just kids say the darnest, funniest things, and I remember when I was talking to Aiden a couple days ago, and I asked him, what he was grateful for, and yes, he said some some dumb funny thing, but then he says like some real emotional things, like he was thankful that me and him are safe from the virus and we're healthy, and that him and his sister have a house where his mommy can take care of him and his grandparents can watch over him, and that he has an iPad so he can FaceTime me, and that he's glad that he has a mom and a dad, and he's glad that daddy has money to buy him new toys and Bakugans and Roblox and all of the toys he likes. But it's like, man, if a 7-year old can be grateful for all those things, why can't we be grateful for that? Why can't I be grateful for having a light, having a tablet to do this, having internet to be able to post this on YouTube, to anything, like, gosh, like it is absolutely crazy, but your kids, guys, I'm telling you, they can teach us a lot of things, and I hope that you guys can start this new thing with me, starting your 10 things of gratitude, you know, and it can be the dumbest or the biggest things ever. Just get a list every morning or every night. I usually do it like every night just because I go about my day and I'm grateful, and I put what I'm grateful for that day, because I feel like if I do it in the morning, I'm doing it for yesterday. And yes, I'm grateful to be alive every single day, and I'm grateful to wake up. But I do it in the evening just because of everything that happens, And it's not just I'm grateful for big things, I'm grateful for having fingers, having functional fingers to be able to type or to be able to text, or having my my feet under me, and healthy legs and a healthy body to be able to go for a run, because not everybody can do that. But it's also just like, it's not just life stuff too. It's being going through like relationships too, guys. Like, be grateful that, yes, I know you're going through a heartbreak maybe, or you don't understand why you're going through this, but hey, it's happening for a reason. Be grateful for that, and be grateful that God got your back. But no matter what happens, God has your back, guys. And even if it doesn't work out with your ex or the guy that you want, like, at least you're getting a lesson learned, or at least I hope you figure out the lesson you're learning so you can move on from it. Just be grateful that you guys have the opportunity to even find that. So I hope you guys can go on to the rest of your day, to this Saturday and into the weekend, just by appreciating those little things that you guys have, because there's a holiday coming up too for most people. Excuse me. So take that time to spend time with your loved ones, spend time with your family. Go call your mom and dad and just tell them thank you for everything that they gave you guys. Because I know as a teenager, especially me, I was very selfish for stuff that my parents gave me, and I threw it in their face sometimes. But now looking back, it's like, yep, you're right, mom. I'm sorry, you told me so. Or my dad saying that, or. But just go to your mom and dad, or go to your spouse or your kids, and just give them that big hug and just tell them thank you. Just start that daily gratitude with them. I'm telling you, it's going to change y'all's life and your perspective and everything like that throughout your days, and you guys will see. Your weekend's gonna be really, really good. So I'll leave you with a couple notes. Do that daily gratitude test, 10 things, or if 10 things is too much for to come up with, hey, try one. Each day just do one, and the next day do two, and then the next day do three. Just do one at a time, and then get used to it so it can build more. And I'm telling you guys, it can be the dumbest of the silliest things. No one has to know. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. Just get a journal or even your notepad or in prayer or everything like that. Just go ahead and say 10 things you're grateful for, right? But one thing I want to leave you guys with is, for every negative thought you guys have, try to replace it with a positive thought, because that positivity is going to take over that negativity. You don't want to be so negative in your mind where you're going to be like, I don't know, like if I'm pissed off right now, I'm like, man, that light's pissing me the hell off. Like, why the hell is it so bright? Like, who the hell put this light in? Like, why is this light even there? Like, that light's dumb. It should be over here. Or, like, what? Then I just went off on a rant just for no reason because the light was too bright. And that's a weird, dumb example. Yes, I know. But it just, when you're negative, everything around you bothers you. Everything annoys you. Everything frustrates you. It can be the way your kid sneezes. Or, I know, like, for some parents out there, like, you're pissed off and your kid says something and you're like, oh, like, why do you do it like that? Like, why are you taking it out on your kid? You know, don't be so negative. Just be positive. So when you guys are just going through some negative things, try to replace all that stuff with positivity. And it's definitely, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your mind. It's gonna take time, but it's okay. If you guys need help, just go ahead and reach out to me. I got y'all's back. And remember, share this with a friend if you guys think that they can benefit from it. And thank you guys again for coming out and watching this. Like, I hope you guys have a great Saturday and a good weekend, a good stretch into the long weekend if you're off. And if you're working this weekend, then go ahead and make that money so you can pay them bills. All right, guys. God bless. Have a good Saturday.